What if I just went around introducing myself to the name's Mischa?
Got it memorized.
That's insane.
Yeah, huh? It's the kind of thing that like you think sounds cool when you write it down.
I don't think I could sell it the same way.
It's like when somebody's like, my friends used to call me Slater.
Did they though?
They didn't. Got it memorized. Welcome to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. I'm Mayanna Berrin.
I'm Mischa Stanton. Got it memorized.
Got it memorized. And today we're... It's so stupid.
No, it's great. We're talking about the only guy who could pull it off.
It's true.
This is who we're talking about today.
And he barely can.
I know.
Oh my God. All right, we're talking about Axel.
Yes.
Organization member number 8, Axel.
Axel, the hottest one?
Axel, the fire one.
That's not what I meant.
No,
I think you know that.
I know. I'm trying to decide if he's the hottest one. Zexion's pretty hot. No, shrug.
You're like into little emo twinks, sure.
I like a pretty boy. What can I say? Yeah, I don't know. Marluxia's pretty hot. Larxine's pretty hot. Saïx, actually no. Mm-hmm. Saïx is not that hot.
It's the elf ears that really get you with Saïx.
God, about the elf ears. Oh my God.
Some of them have elf ears and some of them don't.
I have no idea. I have no idea why. And I never will, unless the Ultimanias explain it to me. I think they were just like, could be fun.
I'm
like, the questions, the implications.
Give him some slutty little elf ears.
Oh my God. Okay, Mischa, tell me what you think of Axel.
Dude, I fucking love Axel.
Hell
Axel's
yeah,
so
our boy.
Cool. So sick. For such a long time after his introduction was just every scene he was in control of it.
Yes.
You know, he's dangerous in a way that he doesn't like need to flaunt. He's like a viper waiting to bite somebody.
Absolutely.
And over the course of the game series, it's like they taught a viper how to be friends.
Yeah.
You know, he never stops being that way, but he does like learn the power of friendship.
He does. Well, it's sad too because what we will find out is like Axel before he was Axel, as we know now with every Organization 13 member, is before he was Axel, he was Lee or Leia. Sometimes I hear both pronunciations, but he was a guy who didn't have an X in his name.
Nope.
And that kid was a big old sweetie.
Oh,
he was a little bit of a goofball, but he was a little sweetie.
Yeah. No, Axel's so sick. I wish Axel could have been my best friend when I was 15.
Can you paint me a word picture? Can you describe what Axel looks like?
Yeah. Axel is tall, skinny.
Very thin.
Wearing that black coat.
He do be wearing it.
Piercing green eyes, like yellow green, like again, like kind of like cartoon acid color.
Yeah, like Elphaba green.
Yeah, that hide a sinister energy, like just barely contained behind them. He's always got a smirk on his face. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm talking about Chain of Memories and the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, really.
Yes.
As we get to know him, we learn these things are more nuanced. But like, upon first appearances, and how could I forget that bright red Sonic the Hedgehog he's wearing on his head?
100%. His hair is insane.
Yeah, it's like if Goku went Super Saiyan 3 and then immediately ran to the salon.
Yeah, I slicked it back. It's spiky, but behind him.
Yeah.
Get it out that face.
Like he's always running.
Yeah, it's yes. He's got the spikiest, reddest hair in the universe. The cosplayers, the wigs, the challenge, the challenge. And I will say this too. The black coats and the organization, you're supposed to be kind of like uniform. Mm-hmm. But obviously with characters who, you know, every video game character needs to be distinctive and recognizable. And so they all of the Organization 13 members have a little thing that lets you know which one is them, even when their hood is up.
Yeah, they have different builds. They have different,
height, slightness, wideness, you know, wide-chested, whatever. Axel's silhouette is the most distinctive because his sleeves are really thin, which I guess is for fire safety reasons that I think about it.
That makes sense. His element is fire,
yes,
and he wields it with 2 giant circle spike blade weapons.
Called chakrams.
They're called chakram. Now, have you ever seen a chakram?
I certainly have.
Okay.
They're so cool.
They don't have those spikes, though.
They do not have those spikes, no.
They are just like circle blades.
Yes. I also, when I was looking it up, Axel's chakrams have 8 spikes because he's the 8th member of the organization.
Oh.
Isn't that fun?
Nice. That is fun. That's
like
actually fun.
Yeah. Like, so I will say this too. You have a very specific relationship with Axel because Axel was in the first Kingdom Hearts game you ever played. Like, what was your, as you grew into your relationship with the games, like, what was your, what was your arc in feeling a way about Axel?
Well, so the way I described him upon first glance may give you a sense of my first impressions of Axel, because that's who he is in Chain of Memories, for sure. He is volatile, he's dangerous, he's playing sides against sides, and he's gonna come out on top. He's a flame assassin, and he's got wild eyes.
Yes.
And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, like, they kind of want you to start out there, but it's very clear he's got a genuine relationship with this kid Roxas, who you are now.
Yeah.
So, like, going from where he starts in Chain of Memories, the face turn that this man goes through, the opposite of a heel turn, the face turn where they soften him so much. Like, in Kingdom Hearts 3, he's like the same spiky guy, but if you replaced all of his, not his literal spikes, his hair's the same, but his metaphorical spikes with pillows.
100%. So there's an interesting reason for that. So we'll talk about Axel a little bit.
Yeah, wait, before we do, how do you feel about Axel?
I remember when I started to see his design crop up, I was a little like, what is his place here? Because I think that Axel occupies a very interesting space in the story. There's not a lot of characters whose morality is gray. You know what I mean? Like, you've got good guys and you've got bad guys. And, like, you have Riku, who's, like, a good guy but complicated, but you're like, Riku's a good guy, you know?
Yeah.
He'll get there.
And I guess there's, like, Diz, who goes around telling everybody he's a good guy, but he's really not.
He's not a good guy. And, like, you can just feel that in the fact that, one, he's voiced by the late Christopher Lee, and 2, his whole vibe is just rancid.
It's rancid.
So Axel being this sort of, I was a big Lost fan, and I was a really big Sawyer fan who switches sides constantly. And I found that really compelling. And I feel like Axel's the same way, where you're like, you never really know whose side he's on, and maybe he's on his own side, but what does he want? And, like, does what he want changes over time? And he's, like, kind of a teen, but I think if you were to put an age on him, granted, everybody kind of bopping around with how old they are, Axel's, I would say, firmly in his early 20s.
I feel like Axel's age is what I thought 19-year-olds were like when I was 12.
Right, exactly. 100%
That's his age.
That's his age. We do need to briefly mention, because the similarities are not just coincidental on some level, they are intentional. Axel resembles a very notable character from Final Fantasy VII named Reno. Are you familiar with this character?
Yes. I didn't know you were going to talk to me about this, but I absolutely feel you.
Yes. So not only are they visually similar, they are voiced by the same voice actor in most iterations, including English. And Namura has said that this was intentional. That basically he wanted to explore if an aesthetic character from the Final Fantasy realm could fit within the, like, core cast of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, Quentin Flynn, red spiky hair as stock character.
Yes, exactly. Like, I'm creating my own stock character, and it's this guy. Even down to the fact that Reno and Axel both have, like, this line of eye makeup that's like a little, like a diamond or a triangle. It's basically like, what if a hot clown was kind of bad, but also really cool? Yeah. It's funny because Reno in Final Fantasy VII has, I believe, a lightning stick. He's got like a stun stick, which is funny because he's still just as fire-coated, and technically Reno came first.
Yeah, and, well, Reno only a clown in the metaphorical sense.
Absolutely. Exactly. But, so Axel starts his life as Leia in Radiant Garden as, like, a sweet teen. He's a goofy, degenerate teen.
Much like other teens in the series, running around with their friends, causing havoc, going to the usual spot, hanging out.
Hanging with his best friend Issa, whom he's definitely not in love with. It's fun because I think, like, Leia and Issa have a cool sun moon aesthetic going on.
A little bit, yeah.
Issa is got this blue vest with this moon shape on it. Everything's very blue.
Yeah, it's red and blue.
Red and
together.
blue. And Leah has this like yellow vest with this orange scarf. And he's got his starter chakrams, which are these like little frisbees with like what looks like a Final Fantasy VII bomb creature painted on them. It's very cute. And I didn't realize this, or it didn't occur to me. Leia interacts with Ventus in Birth by Sleep, who has the same face as Roxas.
Yep.
So they're doing like a Princess Zelda Link thing where it's like, I'll find you in every lifetime.
A Ventus to the past.
Exactly. Oh, but yeah, like Leia is like, hey, you want to fight? And Ventus is like being sad because his parents are fighting, his metaphorical parents being Terra and Aqua.
And they wouldn't let him come.
They wouldn't let him come. And Ventus has this wooden Keyblade that has Terra's name carved into it. And he tosses it, or he's swinging it and he drops it and it lands at Leia's feet and he touches it.
Oh,
he holds it.
Foreshadow.
And he gives it back to Ventus.
That works with wooden Keyblades?
I mean, I guess if they're owned by Keyblade Apprentice Sai. Hey, you know, I was impressed they even tried to do it at all. Because as we will find much later in Kingdom Hearts 3, Axel/Leia is a Keyblade wielder much later. It's very surprising, to say the least. But yeah, so then Radiant Garden falls to darkness.
Can I spend a little bit of time talking about what Leah and Issa are doing?
Yes, please.
So they are little rambunctious teens. They want to break into that castle just because it's cool in there. They think it's cool in there.
Yeah.
And they keep getting caught by the guards, but they're going to make their, it's just like one of those teen kid games.
Goofing around. I dare you to go to the castle.
Exactly. Until one day they make it into that castle and it stops being a game because they make friends with a prisoner and the subject of one of Ansem the Wise's dark experiments.
Yes, that's right.
And they don't really see her face and they never get her name because she doesn't remember it. But they call her Subject X and she is trapped in the dungeon.
Yes.
And as soon as they meet her and sort of spend time with her, it becomes their quest to kind of like free her.
Yeah.
They're like, Issa and Lee sort of make this pact that like, and we'll free her one day.
Yeah. Do they never show Subject X on screen?
No, they don't start mentioning this lore until Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
I have stuff about Subject X, which is why I've been seeding it in these episodes.
Get it.
But I just want to flag that like, this is actually a big cornerstone of Lee and Issa's later falling out is over Subject X and their vow to free her.
Yes, which is a really good way to get around the I'm not gay for my best friend allegations.
Yeah.
We're both obsessed with the same girl in a jail cell. Yeah. So Radiant Garden falls to darkness. Leia becomes Axel, a nobody, and becomes a part of Organization 13. When we first see Axel, it's in Chain of Memories or Rechain of Memories, and he is working with Marluxia and Larxene to gaslight a teen boy into doing crimes.
Yeah. And listen, you can go around that and build it up and talk about it, but that's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. And what's interesting is like Axel is cynically involved with Larxene and Marluxia because he is working for Xemnas to basically keep tabs on what they perceive to be a potential power struggle.
Yeah, Marluxia and Larxene have a bond that goes really deep, and you don't want to hear about that here, but like...
We'll talk about it later.
They do sort of come in...
Pink lemonade.
Yeah.
Pink lemonade. That's them. Anyway.
Nice.
Sorry.
No, that was great. No, I loved it. So like they start plotting to like coup the organization.
Yeah. They think they've got it figured out. They think that Sora and utilizing Sora will allow them to usurp control and maybe also build Kingdom Hearts. I think they're just like, we're going to use Sora to kill the rest of the organization.
Yeah.
And we can be in charge of it.
For me, it really kind of depends on like Marluxia and Larxene's fall. We don't like, there's a point where we see them as people and it's hundreds of years ago, and then we see them fully in the organization. And like, I want to know about the moment where they became nobodies, you know?
Yeah, me too.
And like the catalyst of that really, it would explain their motives if we knew what it was.
Yeah, I think that just from what I can gather, and we'll talk more about them, but like Larxene and Marluxia just seem like extremely power hungry.
Yeah.
And love control and love like torture and like manipulation.
Wild.
Almost for its own sake. I don't know. Yeah, but it's gnarly. But anyway, Axel's there doing all of that stuff. He's got a very interesting relationship dynamic with Naminé, with Sora, and with Roxas. And at the time that Axel meets Sora, he's already started to build a relationship with Roxas.
Yeah, he's been assigned to be Roxas's chaperone and mentor.
Yeah, and at that time, Axel is not really invested, or he doesn't really take Roxas seriously. Roxas also starts out like nonverbal, and, you know, we're all kind of led to believe like this kid's going to be disposable pretty soon, so like don't get attached, basically.
Right. Well, and this is also the point in Axel's life, right, where he's a nobody. He's been told, like, you don't have a heart. You're not bound by traditional good and evil anymore. Like, he doesn't care about anything.
He doesn't care about anything. But he grows to care about Roxas. And it was interesting watching some of the cutscenes back for Chain of Memories. There's a moment where Axel lets Naminé go, which we've talked about, and she sneaks off, and he puts his hand to his chest. And he's like, wait, I care about this. I'm invested in this. This is entertaining to me. Huh, you guys are really something else. And I was like, is that when it started to grow? Is that when Axel started to grow a heart? Because that's early.
It's early.
It's early. But who knows how long hearts take to grow? We don't have the exact science.
At least 358 over 2 days.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so then, you know, so what's interesting is Axel is simultaneously in terms of chronology, in Chain of Memories and 358 by 2 days simultaneously. So there's a point in time where Axel is predominantly in Chain of Memories. I'm sure when they were working on the game, they're like, okay, there's this stint where Axel's not going to be around. That's where Roxas starts to develop his relationship with Xion.
Yep.
And then Axel comes back, and there's a moment where Axel's kind of feeling a little bit like he's been replaced already because he's starting to care about his friendship with Roxas. A lot of Axel's character development, especially prior to Kingdom Hearts 3, is dictated entirely by his relationship to Roxas. Roxas, and by extension Xion, and I think it eventually the two become equal, but like for most of it, it's like, I love this kid. Yeah. This kid is so important to me. This kid's my best friend.
I actually would argue that he only cares about Xion because Roxas cares about her so much. And he kind of says, like, if this is as important to you and you're the guy who taught me how to care about stuff, I should buy in with you. Like,
I'll
that's
make
good.
One argument, which is what we'll get to Kingdom Hearts 3 in a second. I'll make one argument that Axel does care about Xion on her own terms. So, you know, Axel goes through both of these games doing his triple agent nonsense, killing people, betraying people, kidnapping people. Specifically in Kingdom Hearts 2, he be doing a lot of kidnapping.
Yeah, he kidnaps a bunch of people, kills Vexen for almost no reason.
He sets Marluxia to seed loyalty to Marluxia.
Right. Which he isn't even.
He isn't even. Well, what's interesting, too, is when after he comes back from killing Vexen, the first time I believe we see an organization member kill another organization member.
Yeah.
He comes back to Larxene and Marluxia, and they're like, we just wanted to see if you'd be willing to kill another organization member. And it's like, okay.
And he's just like, yeah, I'll kill anybody.
I love killing people.
Yeah.
What can I say? I love it. But yeah, so, you know, by the time Chain of Memories /358 is over, Axel has lost the majority of the people who were important to him.
Yeah.
And in his journey in Kingdom Hearts 2, you know, we have the prologue in Kingdom Hearts 2 where Axel has said goodbye to Roxas. Roxas is in this other Twilight Town. Axel's been tasked with the remaining surviving organization members, of which at this point there's like 5.
Yeah, there's like 6 of them.
Yeah. To kill Roxas or like remove him in some way.
Yeah, or like wipe his memory and bring him back if you can.
Yeah, it's like he's a problem in his current state and you need to sort this out. Axel goes inside the data world, interacts with Roxas. Roxas doesn't remember him. He kind of acts like he doesn't care, but he really fucking cares a lot. And by the end of the prologue, you have this really intense altercation with Axel against Roxas in the basement of Data Twilight Town's abandoned mansion.
Ugh.
I mean, it's significant for a few reasons. One, it's just a beautiful fight. The music's amazing.
And it's the first beautiful fight of this new system.
It is.
You know?
It is.
It's the boss battle of the prologue.
Yeah, there's the nobody fight inside Roxas's Dive to the Heart, but that one doesn't feel as impactful as this does. And you don't even really know why yet, because chronologically, you've played Chain of Memories. Kingdom Hearts 2 is the next game. You won't know why Roxas is important to Axel for another game on a different system in a couple years. So you're just like, this red-haired guy's mad at me and I have to fight him. It's also the first time Roxas wields 2 Keyblades, Oblivion and Oathkeeper. And it's a tutorial fight in the early part of a Kingdom Hearts game. You kick his ass. And it's sad. And then you don't see him for a little bit. Roxas rejoins with Sora, ceasing to exist. The next time we see him is at the beach. He goes to find Kairi because he is fascinated by the relationship with Kairi and how Kairi motivates Sora.
Right. It's kind of like, if I get Kairi, then that'll draw Sora out. And if I can get my hands on Sora, then I can find where Roxas is.
Exactly. Yeah. It's interesting because you think on some level he's doing this for the organization, but it's more so that he thinks if he can get Sora and Kairi, he can somehow bring Roxas back. Or if Sora loses his heart again, then, you know, Roxas will come back. That, like, all of it is about that. What becomes interesting is later on in Kingdom Hearts 2, towards the end, there's a fight in the between.
Yeah, it's like a nega tunnel. It's like a nowhere.
It's like subspace emissary bullshit. There's there are these weird terminals between the worlds, specifically like the worlds where like the organization members can exist and stuff. It's really dangerous to go in there. Kairi can go in there because she's a Princess of Heart, but it's like these weird, subspace emissary bullshit. And there's all these Heartless, and Axel's fighting with Sora, and they're on the same side.
Yeah.
Throughout the game, Axel's been working on his, his side agent stuff and has gotten into an encounter with Saïx and has been injured. So during this fight with Sora, he is not at his full power and he's not informing anybody that he is. I think there's like a little bit more to it in the manga as well, where like you see the altercation or something like that. But Axel, in order to help Sora escape this altercation, supercharges his body and creates this crazy fire explosion, and he starts to fade away on the ground. And he mentions to Sora that like being around Sora makes him feel like he has a heart, or that there's something to being with Sora that makes him believe that it's like possible. And also he likes being with Sora because it reminds him of Roxas.
It reminds him of when he was going on all those missions with Roxas and they fought back to back together and he had a Keyblade. Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking. And so Sora stays with him as he fades. And then Sora goes on and finishes the rest of the game. Hi. I beg and implore you this week not to skip this ad read if you normally skip these. Mischa and myself, rather than filling this ad spot with a paying sponsor, are donating this spot to small businesses and mutual aid efforts in Minneapolis that benefit immigrants, protesters, and activists. Today, we're spotlighting the Neighborhood House. They're dedicated to making sure everyone who calls St. Paul, Minnesota home can live and thrive there. Primarily, they serve low-income, immigrant, refugee, and underrepresented communities. They work with the entire family to ensure their basic needs are met, as well as assuring access to free education programs so they can live safe, stable, and rewarding lives. Please join myself and Mischa in donating funds or basic item needs. If you are a resident of Minnesota, you can also join their volunteer list. You can find more information on this and donate on their website, neighborhoodhousemn.org/community crisis response. The link to this can also be found in the description of this episode. That's neighborhoodhousemn.org/community crisis response. Thank you. Hello, thank you so much again for listening to Simple and Clean. It is I here to remind you once again that we have a Patreon. You can go to Simple and Clean Pod on Patreon. You can sign up for the final mix tier at $5 to get ad-free versions of the episodes. You can also join for free as a member if you want to just engage with us and be a part of the lovely, beautiful community that is blossoming over there. Some personal updates. Mischa and I have a live show in Los Angeles at the end of February. We are doing a combination show with story Quest, the actual play platform that I'm a part of, and The Wandering Path, an actual play podcast that I do with Mischa and some of my most treasured friends. If you want to support the show and you live in LA, you could come down and see our show. If you want to support us on Patreon, you are welcome to do that. If you are unable to support us on Patreon, you can also leave us a review, share the show with a friend, post about it online, let people know that you're listening to it and that you love it. If you do, we're really appreciative of all the support and wonderful messages that we've received on Instagram and on Patreon. So if you want to be a part of that, we would love to see you over there. Thank you guys again so much for listening to Simple and Clean, and stay safe out there, y'all. Simple and Clean Pod is a part of the Multitude Podcast Collective, a collection of different podcasts and shows created by experts and people who talk about the things that live in their heads rent-free. Shows like Wow If True. Wow If True is your one-stop internet culture shop explaining how what's happening online shapes the real world, and they're the internet experts and real-life besties to unravel it. Tech culture journalist Amanda Silberling and science fiction author / attorney Isabel J. Kim, Esquire. More importantly, they're the only podcast that will mention Neopets and horizontal mergers in the same episode. They're asking and answering your burning questions about the internet. Why are the edgelord tech bros literally everywhere, even in the White House? Are the AI overlords coming to take our jobs? And if so, why are these AI so awful at playing Pokemon? How does AI actually work anyway? Is Pepe the Frog a hate symbol or just a misunderstood green guy? And speaking of misunderstood green guys, why is Shrek still so popular? So check out Wow If True wherever on the internet you find your podcasts. New episodes every other Wednesday. So, at this point, you're like, cool, Axel's dead.
Yep.
Nope.
No?
Well, sort of. Axel, the nobody, is dead. Mm-hmm. And instead, Leia comes back to life. Yep.
He wakes up in that basement.
And he's alive. And he has a heart. And he's like a person now. And he's real.
And he wakes up and goes, whoa, did I just die?
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's so... Well, so what's interesting is apparently during development, Axel was supposed to die during the prologue of Kingdom Hearts 2.
During the Roxas Axel fight?
During the Roxas Axel fight, he was supposed to die.
Whoa.
He was so beloved by the staff that they kept being like, bring him back.
Yeah, okay. Because Axel's too fucking cool to kill.
He's too cool to die.
He radiates cool. It's like they sat down in a big meeting at a big conference table with a giant whiteboard on one side, and they go, okay, here we are. Coming up with new concepts for new Kingdom Hearts characters. List every cool trait, and then they just wrote them all down.
They wrote down, and then he was there, and they're like, well, we love him now, unfortunately.
And how are you supposed to kill that guy?
You can't kill that guy. So the way they went around it is he's back. He looks identical to Axel. He's in the same clothes, but he's Leia now, and he's real, and he's no longer a nobody, and he has a heart.
Yeah.
Which means he can wield a Keyblade.
Sick. Hell
because
yeah.
He made contact with a Keyblade. He has a heart. And so during Dream Drop Distance, Leia starts to have dreams of Roxas.
Ooh.
Yeah. And towards the end of the game, when Riku goes in to like awaken Sora, Axel gets involved. And at the end of Dream Drop Distance, he goes to the Mysterious Tower and basically enlists himself as a Keyblade wielder, one of the 7 that will be the wielders of light in the upcoming conflict.
Okay.
We pick up again in Kingdom Hearts 3, where we discover Kairi, of being kidnapped by Axel fame, is his training buddy.
Yeah, there's a scene, I think it's a secret ending of something, where Kyrie's like, and we're,
blank pages, I believe.
Yeah, blank points, that's what it is.
Blank points.
She goes into the Mysterious Tower, and she's like, okay, and I'm going to train up so I can be it. And they're like, and you have a buddy.
Yeah.
It's Axel, your former torturer. And she's like, cool.
Yeah, I guess. Interesting.
Oh, do you think that's because she fused with Naminé by that point and they're chill now?
So it's interesting. When I was doing my Bio-Roxas deep dive on Kairi, one of the things that he brought up is that Kairi's really good at diffusing the arrogance of men throughout the games.
Yeah, as she should.
She's really good at like warming the hearts of the people around her. And she's really good at like adorably like non-harmful call outs. And so I think they were like, she could soften his edges a little bit.
She could fix him.
Of which she did.
Yeah.
By the time we see Leia in Kingdom Hearts 3, they've been training for a little bit in Merlin's magical hyperbolic time chamber forest where time doesn't matter. And Kairi and Axel have like this adorable buddy relationship.
Yeah.
They get to eat ice cream together. And this is where I think, at least for me, Leia/Axel cares about Xion on her own terms. During one of the cutscenes early on in Kingdom Hearts 3, where Kairi brings ice cream, Leia has a flashback moment where he sees Kairi as Xion. Mm-hmm. He drops the ice cream and like gasps and weeps and cries. Crying. And she's like, "Are you okay?" It's really sweet. And he like doesn't realize why he's crying, because when Roxas had to eliminate Xion, not only did Roxas lose his memories of Xion, Axel did as well.
Everybody forgot Xion.
Everybody forgot Xion.
And that's the only reason why nobody mentions her in Kingdom Hearts 2, and not because they hadn't written her yet. And if that's what you think, don't worry about it.
That's a really great point that I'd never thought about.
Oh, I thought that's why they wrote it that way.
I mean, I'm sure that is why, but I think it's also like, you know, it'd be kind of slay, a character nobody remembers. But I also think logistically it is probably for the thing you were mentioning.
Well,
yeah.
I love that because I wrote a stage play in college that also had a character that nobody could remember the minute she was out of a room. Ooh. It had to do with time travel. It was, I never produced it.
You are so anime, I can't even. I can't even, Mischa. That's so funny. Oh, and what's it called?
It's called Butterflies.
Oh, I love that. Okay, now I want to see a production of it. Anyway, if you want to do a table read.
Donate to the Patreon.
Donate to the Patreon. We'll do a table read of Mischa's unpublished play from college.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, so Leia is a Keyblade wielder. His Keyblade is very much inspired by his chakrams, of which he doesn't wield anymore.
So it's like the cross guard is the chakram, and then the blade comes up and curls around. It's a big flame.
It's like a big, beautiful flame.
It's like a crystallized fire.
It's super cool. It feels a little short. Like lengthwise, it's kind of like a mid-range. I feel like he needed a long.
Yeah, well, because as we talked about, Axel's a skinny string bean.
And he's really tall.
Yeah. So
he's probably like 6'1", I would imagine.
So his big advantage in a fight is reach.
Is huge reach. I was thinking about this too because I didn't realize there was that stupid Jake Paul fight with like the UFC champion of the world. Oh my God,
yeah.
The UFC champion of the world has like an 86-inch reach, and Jake Paul is like, I think he had like a 70-inch reach. Like,
Dude,
Jake Paul's
chance.
an idiot, but also I'm like, bro, you can't even reach him before he reaches you.
I know. He had no chance.
No chance. No chance at all, nor should he. Anyway, this is a Jake Paul hate podcast on the side.
It sure is, baby.
Anyway, but towards the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we have all of the 7 lights together, and we get to a point where Xion is here. She's on the bad guy side.
Yeah.
It's sad.
She's in the real Organization 13.
You know, she's got her hood up. She's acting strangely. She's clearly at conflict with herself. And Sora clocks it. And so it's Sora, Axel / Leia, and I think Kairi's still there at that point.
Well, if I recall correctly, now listen, I'm not sure I recall all of Kingdom Hearts 3 correctly, but if I recall correctly, after the moment with Kairi, where he openly weeps at the memory of Xion is returned, she can't stop calling him Axel because that was his name when they met. And that's the point at which he goes, yeah, you can call me Axel if you want.
So silly.
And so at that point, like, because let's be real, Axel is a cooler name.
It's a way cooler name. It's why they did it that way and then realized, oh, fuck, we have no more letters to use when we take the X back out, and I hate it.
Yeah, Axel's really the only one that feels like it was built out of the nobody name. As like the rest of them, Zexion, like that's not a word.
No.
Like none of them are words. None of them are names.
Axel's a word.
Axel's a word.
That's a word. When I Googled Axel to start doing research for the podcast, the first thing that came up was thing for cars.
Yeah.
That's a thing that exists.
Thing for wheels, thing like for his wheels. Chakrams.
Oh, there it is. Also, cars are cool and he's cool. Anyway.
A hot rod.
A hot rod. There you go. But the thing that really I didn't appreciate is the fact that they have 2 different Wikipedia pages.
Yeah.
Well, technically they have 4 because there's the KH Wiki, there's Wiki KH, there's Axel for both, and then there's Leia for both. And I'm upset about it and I hate it. Anyway.
Only for you listeners.
Only for you listeners. But, Shion, who's back with the real organization and is, has been brought back in this fucked puppet way, is definitely like not loving what's happening to her.
No, she's reminiscent of sort of where she ends up at the end of 358.
Very tormented.
Which is that like she's been trying to run away, but she's been reprogrammed, but the reprogramming didn't take all the way. So like her mind's definitely a mess.
Yeah, so she's all confused and Axel is like, well, we got to do this fight. And then this is where we bring back Roxas.
Yeah.
That we beam him down and he's here for this fight. And you do this fight and it's super fucking cool. And then we have what, again, I would say is probably one of the most significant moments in all of Kingdom Hearts, which is this hard-fought reunion between these 3 characters. And it's funny because for characters that are so dissonantly introduced to the franchise, and frankly, most of their interactions happen in a handheld game that I played, but not a lot of people did.
Right.
The reunion feels like a greater moment than most other things that happen in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, the framing of Kingdom Hearts 3, that moment where Roxas, Axel, and Shion reunite, it reads just in the construction of the cutscene itself. Like, you don't need to necessarily know anything other than the fact that these 3 friends have been trying to reunite, which you know from this game.
Yeah.
Like, it's satisfying and emotionally cathartic, even if you didn't play the side games, which, frankly, more of Kingdom Hearts should do.
Agreed. And I think, like, I will say this, as somebody who did play 358, and we will talk about it, I don't want to get too far into, like, that stuff because so much of it is the plot of that game. But, like, Axel as a character is so beloved because he's so cool. But I think like this is the moment, the vulnerability he expresses in Kingdom Hearts 3, even in his limited screen time, you really feel for him.
In this scene specifically, right? Because like Shion is having like a quiet internal breakdown as she switches sides yet again.
Yes.
Roxas is trying to keep a brave face because he's the hero in his golden shining boy moment.
Also, he just got brought back to life, question mark. Yeah.
And it's Axel that breaks down and cries and hugs them all first.
Yeah.
This guy who
didn't care about, who shouldn't have cared about either of them.
Didn't care about anything or anyone.
And didn't believe he ever could.
Is the first one to show how much he cares by the end.
100%. And I think that is the culmination of his arc in a lot of ways. Like, he gets to be with his friends again. They get to be on the beach together. They get to eat ice cream together again. They get to feel safe for the first time ever in their existences, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because a lot of the core characters, especially in the main 7, Axel's the oldest by far.
Again, you assume. He's definitely what all of those young kids think a 19-year-old would be like.
Yeah, and I think that for him, I can't help but wonder, because he's found himself in these groups of people before, right?
Well, he falls into the apprentices especially. Like, the only reason he and Isa were even there is because they were like, the best way to get close to Subject X and free her is to like infiltrate the group. And that happens to be like the day before they chuck Ansem the Wise into that portal.
Yeah, and so
they're like, he stumbled into this plot almost.
Yeah, he stumbled into this plot, and also he's seeing firsthand that adults are not to be trusted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that other adults suffer. And so the best way I would imagine, and then he dies, essentially. Like, Leia, the person, dies and becomes Axel, the nobody.
Yeah, and there ends up being continuity of identity there, but there is a big notable change in losing your heart. Sure, you can get one back. Sure, Roxas's was more robust because it was made with more than one person, but like, when those people are there and have no hearts, like, it's not nothing. There is an understandable difference in behavior there.
Absolutely. And also you go from, again, Radiant Garden, this vibrant, beautiful world of safety and comfort and friendship and flowers, to immediately, again, seeing the world of adults betray another adult, the entire world end as a result of that. And then you wake up in a place of no color, no soul, ruthlessness, callousness, violence, suffering, manipulation, nefarious plots. How could you not be the most cynical man on earth?
Yeah.
Like, you know that none of this can last. You know that none of it is built on truth. And then to go from that into the earnest innocence of a boy who kind of reminds you of a boy that you met when you were alive and you remembered what hope and friendship and fun felt like. And you can grow into that again. Reluctantly, maybe not comfortably.
Yeah.
Maybe you buck against it, you separate from it, you reject it. But eventually, it changes you.
Yeah.
And it changes him.
Yeah, and that's the power of human connection. When you take a guy and you sort of surround him with darkness and you tell him nothing really matters and you should just be out for yourself, young men often turn to violence.
Yeah, as we've seen. And what I think is interesting about that is, like, Axel is sort of a, you know, if we're talking the trios, Axel is the Riku of that trio. And he goes on a similar trajectory of, like, I think I understand the world. The world is bad and I can't trust it.
And so I'll bend it to serve me.
Yes, I will become the predator.
Yeah.
I will become the alpha. And then through softness and through trust and through the right support system, he finds his way to the truth, which is like the warmth of friendship and love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm excited to see how that growth applies when, after finding this new home in Twilight Town at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, he's had all this growth. He's learned about the true meaning of friendship. He has been reminded of his pact to someone else who also went through that journey with him now, right? Because at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Isa and Lee are both living in Twilight Town, hanging out with Haley, or Pence and Olette exclusively in that order.
Yes.
And Roxas and Shion, like, they're all there.
They're all there. This is their home now.
So, you know, there's still that unresolved element of, like, we've had all this growth, we found our home again, and now with all of these new powers and skills, we do have to track down Subject S. We promised we would.
And that was the thing that kept Axel or Leah in his relationship with Isa.
Right.
Because there's a big stint of time where Saïx is like, you're, like, just not my friend anymore. Like,
yeah. Well, Saïx also gets a brand new job that puts him in a position of authority.
Yes.
You know, when they join the organization, Axel's like, I'm cool to be here because they let me do whatever I want. And Saïx really becomes, like,
he believes in it.
A devout member. He becomes Xemnas' right hand.
He's a serious guy.
Yes.
Saïx is a serious guy.
And he chides Axel for not taking it more seriously or not following orders more closely. You know, they take opposite paths at that point.
Yes.
But by the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, they both find each other around the other side of that circle. And so I do think that moment where in Lord Willing and the Creek Don't Rise, Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yes.
Where they sort of recall their task. They've gone through this. They've both learned the ways of magic and combat.
Yes.
Lee's a full-fledged Keyblade wielder, if not quite a master yet.
Yeah.
They're better equipped to go find her than they've ever been.
Absolutely. And, like, Saïx in his seriousness, he's the moon, and Axel / Leah is the sun. Like, the two of them together can bring forth, they bring out the best in each other.
Can I give you one more?
Please.
Axel's the sun, Saïx is the moon, and Subject X is the nameless star in the final world in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh.
So there's, when you go to the final world as Sora, there's a bunch of, like, little stars. One of them's Naminé.
Oh my God.
There's one that doesn't have a name.
Yes.
That's Subject X. That one's been confirmed.
I thought that was Lucretia, or I thought that was Marluxia's sister.
No. It's Subject X.
Wow.
Because she can't remember her name.
Whoa.
And again, I'll remind you, like, this is all cool stuff and we're having fun. The Subject X stuff was added in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, this is new information in this game.
Yes.
So to be seeding you all of these reports about this girl that doesn't remember her name, and then to present you with one spirit at the end that doesn't remember her name, I believe it's also been confirmed in Apocrypha, in not ultimated, but like interviews.
In like that vibe. Interesting.
That Subject X is the nameless star.
That rules. Okay, that rules.
So Sun, Moon, Star.
Sun,
Pretty
Moon,
cool.
Star. And that's interesting because then that would also mean that Axel/Leia, the man with two names, is technically a part of two trios.
Sure.
Which would be very interesting.
Just like Sora.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, how is Sora two trios?
Sora, Riku, Kairi, exclusively in that order.
And then Sora, Don, Goofy. Oh, fuck. Whoa. This rules.
Yeah. Axel, one of the characters I'm excited to see the most in future games.
I know. I hope we see him in 4. I imagine we will. I don't know.
I don't mean to preempt my stuff about future episodes. I think I have a pretty good idea of who Subject X is.
Ooh.
Even though they don't reveal it in Kingdom Hearts 3. That same interview where they tie the nameless star to Subject X, whoever, I'm misremembering, but like whoever gave that quote also said, and this person is someone we've already met in the series. So that sort of narrows things down. There's a character from the Age of Fairy Tales.
Ooh.
There's 2 characters that hang out together. Their names are Ephemer and Skuld.
Okay.
Ephemer is like one of the player's best friends, and Skuld, they also create a trio. Like player, Ephemer, and Skuld are kind of a trio.
Exclusively in that order.
Good try, though. And so I think a lot of fandom online have heavily favored the theory that Subject X was Skuld, who lost her memories after the time travel.
Damn, that's crazy.
Well, Skuld was hanging out with Strelitzia, a character in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. They were friends. And so that's why every time I see some part of Kingdom Hearts key lore that's like just brought up in the background, I'm like, but you put Strelitzia in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. You put her up front and center, which means all of that stuff matters.
Yes, agreed.
So I can't help but think that Axel and Isa in Kingdom Hearts 4 are going to be doing at least something about trying to find her.
That would make a lot of sense.
And if she was the nameless star, she might be where Sora and Strelitzia are.
Ooh.
So that might lead Axel to try to find a way out of the realm to wherever they are.
I love it.
And so, there's so much left for Axel to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's not done.
Right.
And also, we love him too much, and they'll never stop having him in the games.
Right. But as opposed to what I said in the Nominee episode, where it's just like, I hope she's in it. I hope she's very far in the background and she does nothing.
I hope he's front and center doing something.
Right. I hope that Axel's really doing it. I hope he's in there. I want to see him.
You're right. I mean, the fact that they brought him to the forefront in such a way in Kingdom Hearts 3, with the fact that he's a Keyblade wielder.
Right.
And that he has had this cathartic arc of reuniting with his friends and reconnecting and rekindling a relationship with one of his oldest friends. Yeah, I think I'm excited for us to do our other Kingdom Hearts 4 predictions. I'm really, really excited about it.
Yeah, we gotta consider like where in the order that goes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because the whole obviously we're here to explain Kingdom Hearts and to bring people up to speed and tell you all of the little nooks and crannies that make this thing so complex and cool to look at.
Yeah,
but it's 2026. Every day, all of these questions are leading to, and Kingdom Hearts 4, though?
Yeah, and it, as we said when we started this podcast, it's never been a more weirdly exciting time to be a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cool resurgence and prominent placement for Kingdom Hearts as a brand now more than ever. And so it's very exciting. And part of that is because of Axel as a character. Like, he has continued to thrive in this brand and in this story in a way that I think even he as a character would be surprised to know the impact and significance he's had. Wow. Yeah. Okay, final thoughts. How do you feel about Axel/Leia?
I love Axel.
He rules.
He's gone through so much. He's been through such a rapid change. And no matter whether he's a cruel, manipulative villain or one of the hero protagonists, I feel like there's no point where you don't love him. Or
100%.
Maybe you love to hate him in Chain of Memories, but he's so charismatic and so eye-catching and compelling.
I would make an argument you don't even really hate him in Chain of Memories. I feel like even when he showed, it's funny because I was watching the cutscenes from Re-Chain of Memories where they're all like scored different, and every time Axel shows up, it's like do 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 do, like the very suspenseful, like sinister, this guy's evil music. But I'm like, all right, we got it.
You're just like, no, that's my boy.
That's my boy. Like you can feel from him, and the game obviously wants you to have an opinion on him and be intrigued by him. You always get the sense there's more going on with him than he's letting on. He's too interesting looking.
Yeah.
Just on his design.
And the voice acting.
Oh my God, Quentin Flynn.
So good. That
probably one of the most distinctive performances in all of the games, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it before, but I would be very remiss if I didn't mention in the Axel episode that one of my favorite line readings in the entire series is during the Roxas and Axel fight, where Roxas sort of gathers that Axel is he doesn't quite remember all of the things about his friendship with Axel, but he starts realizing that his nature is not what it seems, and that Axel was probably important to something about that. And Roxas tries to like connect with Axel in that moment, and he goes, "Oh, you actually remembered me this time. I'm so flattered."
Yes,
and then he
so
extends his arms, and the fire ring of the fight like extends from him, and everything explodes. It's one of the coolest fucking lines.
It's one of the coolest fucking lines, and it reminded me of something that I realized when I was seeing the Birth by Sleep cutscenes. Leia appears very briefly in Birth by Sleep. But what he says about got it memorized, because he was saying that when he was a person. He was saying that
before he was like a cool, edgy, dark coat guy. He was still saying that.
He was saying that when he was a cute little teen trying to figure himself out. And Issa was like, "Why are you always saying that?" And he's like, "Because I'm immortal. If you always remember me, I can never die."
Damn.
And he's right, you know, and like the memories we have, and like there's obviously lots of talk about memories throughout the games, but like the memories we have of our friends are so important, and that they will live on beyond whatever this plane is.
Yeah.
And the fact that even as a teen in Radiant Garden, and granted, he's like a kid, he doesn't know anything, but he's like, "I'm going to live forever because you're always going to remember me." He's like, "Yeah." And he says like a weirdly flirty line of just like, yeah, you certainly leave an impression or whatever. But he does.
That's gay for each other.
They're so gay for each other, but they're in love with Subject X. But like, he leaves an impression. He's so memorable. The design is immaculate. The performance is amazing.
To the point where you tell me that like he was saved and his life was extended because the crew loved him so much. 100% believe it. The kind of thing that might lead me to believe, like, if we were perhaps in a different era of video gaming across the world, I could see a reverse rebirth where Axel was like a second 100%. Side of a game where there's like an Axel line.
Absolutely.
There could be a spin-off game where Axel's the main character. And
absolutely.
It would be so easy to root for him.
I'll say this too. There's a very cool modding community that's been built specifically a lot around like Kingdom Hearts 3 because it's the nicest looking one.
And thank goodness the games finally came out on PC, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And like Axel is a fully realized like model in there, and people have modded it. He's playable.
Awesome.
He's got the Keyblade. He has a moveset, right? Like it's very cool. And yeah, that it's funny because I think when they were working on Kingdom Hearts 2, which would have come out before Birth by Sleep, that's when they're like, "You can't kill this kid. He's too awesome." And then to put in Birth by Sleep, I'm like, "You're always going to remember me. I can't die."
That's so funny.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I love that. Listen, I'm not like a huge merch person, and I'm not a huge action figure person. I know you are. When I was young, I would take the train to have sleepovers with my best friend Julian, and we'd play all the video games at his house. We're going to have him on the show probably at some point.
Yeah, 100% we will.
And he took a trip to Japan. And yep, bitches be in Japan.
Bitches be in Japan. I've been saying it for 2 years. Bitches be in Japan.
And the one thing he brought me back was like an incredibly detailed and posable Axel action figure. And like, it's not like I was a collector of action figures, but that thing did sit on my dresser very prominently until I graduated high school and moved.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I had the same action figure.
Mayanna? Fuck yeah. We were fucking destined to be friends and make this podcast together.
Kingdom Hearts 2, they had the pre-orders at GameStop when I was like 11, and we ordered the whole set. We had Roxas, we had Kairi in her school uniform, it was Axel, and I think Sora.
Yeah.
And it's a really good action figure.
It's really good, incredibly posable. The facial expression is classic Axel in that If you want him to be friendly, it's a smirk of friendship. Yes. And if you want him to be deadly, it's the smirk before he murders you.
Oh my God, it's so good.
They really broke the mold with Axel, I think.
They really did. And he stands as one of the most memorable, got it memorized, characters of the franchise.
Yeah. Listeners, do you got it memorized? I think I got it memorized.
Yes. I'm trying to think of a funny bit to leave us out on, but I love him so much, and he's so sweet and soft boy that I almost don't want to undercut it with humor. I just want to send him off. I can't wait to hopefully see you in Kingdom Hearts 4, fingers crossed.
Sun, Moon, and Star.
Sun, Moon, and Star. Let's fucking get Subject X. We got to get her out of there.
We got to get her out
I want to meet her. I want to know what her face looks like.
A little bit like Tifa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm very hyped. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I've been your host, Mayanna.
I'm Mischa.
And as always, may your heart be your guiding key.
Even if that key's made of fire.
Yeah! Got it memorized!